humans. Raising dogs can be perilous. They spread diseases and predatory dogs are the worst.
Serious diseases caused by dogs. Dogs are among the most loyal and intelligent animals created by Allah. For centuries, they have lived alongside humans as guards, hunters, herders, and companions. In modern times, dog training and pet ownership have become increasingly popular across the world. However, for Muslims, an important question often arises: what is the ruling on keeping and training dogs in Islam? Is it allowed, disliked, or prohibited? And what wisdom lies behind Islamic teachings on this subject? This video provides a comprehensive and balanced explanation of dog ownership, dog training, and their rulings in Islam, based on the Qur'an, authentic Hadith, and scholarly interpretations. The goal is not to promote fear or misunderstanding, but to offer clarity, knowledge, and respect for Islamic principles while acknowledging the practical realities of today's world. Dogs in Islam, a balanced perspective. Islam does not view dogs as evil creatures. On the contrary, dogs are part of Allah's creation and are mentioned in the Quran with respect and significance. One of the most powerful examples appears in Surah Al-Kahf, where the dog of the people of the cave is honored by being mentioned alongside righteous believers. This clearly shows that dogs themselves are not sinful or cursed. However, Islam differentiates between respecting animals and keeping them inside homes without necessity. The rulings are rooted in wisdom related to cleanliness, spirituality, health, and discipline. Permissible reasons for keeping dogs. Islam allows keeping dogs for clear and beneficial purposes, such as guarding homes, farms, or property. Herding livestock. Hunting, as explicitly mentioned in the Quran. Security and protection. Legitimate working roles, such as search and rescue or service tasks. The Quran states that hunting dogs trained properly are permissible, and what they catch is halal when Allah's name is mentioned. This highlights the importance of training dogs responsibly and using them for lawful purposes. Dog training in Islam. Training dogs is not only allowed but encouraged when the purpose is beneficial. Islam emphasizes kindness, mercy, and responsibility toward animals. Proper dog training should involve gentle methods without cruelty. Providing food, water, shelter, and medical care. Avoiding abuse, neglect, or unnecessary confinement. The Prophet Muhammad warned against mistreating animals and taught that mercy toward living beings is rewarded by Allah. Therefore, dog training in Islam must be ethical, disciplined, and purposeful. What diseases can dogs transmit? Animals, in general, can transmit many diseases to humans, and dogs are no exception, diseases transmitted by domestic dogs. Rabies. Rabies is transmitted to humans through the saliva of an infected dog, either by the dog licking scratches on its owner's body or through a bite. It is caused by a type of virus called the rabies virus, which can withstand refrigeration for extended periods. The virus is killed by boiling, sunlight, or drying. However, it is not killed or affected by topical antiseptics used to clean wounds. Rabies is a 100% fatal disease if left untreated. If symptoms appear, the chance of survival is very low because it causes severe inflammation of the central nervous system in the brain. This disease is zoonotic, meaning it is transmitted from one animal to another, and from dogs to humans. Symptoms of rabies: severe pain at the site of viral entry or bite. Involuntary muscle movements in the infected person. High fever. Severe difficulty swallowing. Convulsions and muscle spasms. Severe contractions of the jaw, throat, and larynx muscles. Terminal worm disease. The terminal worm lives inside the dog's intestines. Its eggs are excreted in the dog's feces. When the dog licks its rear end, these eggs are transferred to its mouth. When it drinks water or food from a bowl, it transfers these eggs to the bowl. In this case, the bowl must be washed with strong disinfectants to kill the worm eggs and prevent transmission to people around the dog. It is also essential to avoid eating or drinking from the same bowl as the dog. Also, dogs should not share food with the family, and they should not be kissed or touched in the mouth. Children should also be prevented from touching a dog's mouth under any circumstances. Hydatid disease. The eggs of the roundworm are easily transmitted to the hands of dog owners through contact with the dog's saliva or by other means. They then travel to the person's stomach, where they mature, releasing small worms that infiltrate the bloodstream and other bodily fluids. These worms then spread throughout the body, reaching the liver. These eggs develop within the body's organs, producing many more eggs that grow inside the organ they infest. The embryonic cyst in this organ can reach a considerable size. In this case, the disease is called hydatid disease, or hydatid cysts. The danger lies in the disease spreading to the heart muscle and, if it reaches the head, it becomes more serious. In these cases, surgical intervention is necessary to remove the embryonic cysts from these organs. These cysts can cause serious complications in the organ where the worm embryos have taken root, leading to damage to vital organs such as the liver, kidneys, spleen, lungs, and nervous system. If these cysts rupture during surgery, they can cause a type of anaphylactic reaction or severe urticaria. This can lead to severe shock to the nervous and immune systems, putting the patient's life at risk. Giardiasis. The Giardia parasite commonly infects domestic dogs and can be transmitted to humans or other animals through dogs. Its breeding and growth site is the small intestine, where it forms colonies. These Giardia colonies absorb nutrients from the small intestine. Symptoms of giardiasis: vomiting and nausea, significant loss of appetite, noticeable abdominal bloating with pain around the navel, sudden diarrhea lasting 4 to 8 days, yellowish-white stools with a foul odor, and in rare cases, blood may be present in the stool. Allergies and skin diseases in children. Infants can develop allergies from domestic dogs. This occurs due to the spread of allergens within the home. Infants are most susceptible because they are more sensitive to various types of pets. Additionally, dog skin can become a breeding ground and reservoir for bacteria, fleas, ticks, and insects. Minutes. These insects and fleas can be transmitted to older children simply by playing with and touching dogs. This can lead to allergies and other health problems, causing the child to cry more and experience discomfort. Veterinarians advise regularly cleaning domestic dogs and not leaving them unwashed for extended periods with soap, water, and dog shampoo. Dogs should also be kept away from garbage in the streets, parks, and gardens to prevent them from picking up insects. Furthermore, dogs should be kept completely away from infants, especially during their first few months. Ringworm disease. Domestic dogs can transmit ringworm, a contagious skin disease. It manifests as a rash between the toes, red, pus-filled sores between the thighs, brittle nails, sores on the hands, bald patches on the beard, and facial pimples. To prevent this disease, domestic dogs should be thoroughly examined, as the fungus responsible for this disease prefers furry animals and can be transmitted to humans. Finally, if dogs are kept for guarding or hunting, a veterinary examination is essential. The league when raising them at home and making sure they receive the vaccines and serums recommended by doctors.